Hello folks, welcome to the channel. If you're here for the first time, welcome. If you're back again for another look, thanks very much. In either case, I'd love it if you'd give the video a like, and even better, I'm trying to get to 100 subscriptions so I can change the channel name to Black Shack's Bushcraft instead of YouTube.gobbledygook as you would have seen. So it's now Wednesday, and I apologise for the delay. I planned to get this online on Sunday evening, but best laid plans of mice and men, as they say. So Sunday I went on a bit of a sightseeing trip, and I took you guys along with me. Now, for those of you that don't know me, if you're from overseas or interstate, I live in a place called Wappa. My wife and I moved here about 3 years ago. Didn't move from far away, but we moved here to be closer to work. Anyway, Wappa is situated in an area of southeast Queensland called the Sunshine Coast. And within, I haven't actually measured it, but I would say less than a 50-kilometre radius, we find all the things you'll see in this video. I have a bit of an affinity to water because I grew up near the water, and always happiest when I'm near water. So what you're about to see is what started out to be 3 lookouts and 4 dams, but I missed a turn off and found a 5th dam. I knew it was there, but I hadn't been to it. Now I have, and so have you. So I hope you enjoy the video. There'll be 3 lookouts, as I said, and 5 dams. And yeah, I just thought I'd like to show you around the area a little bit. Plus I'd like to see stuff I hadn't seen as well. So hope you like the video. Thanks very much.
No, I think the friend with someone, I don't know. It's nice now, huh? It's nice, yellow. It's nice, the mountain, the side. I show you video, show you. We're watching video. That one there, that one they reverse it. Akala ko yun datay, ang yung Toyota. Oh, akala ko Toyota, hindi pala. Ito may Toyota. Kita man yung Toyogan. Minong pulo ko yung mga ito. Ano siya nga? Ano?
This is a popular place for tourists and also four-wheel driving. All these pine forests around here are all plantation pine, and lots of places I could disappear into the bush around here and camp, although you're not supposed to. It would have to be a stealth camp and no fire. So anyway, this is the Glasshouse Mountains lookout. Over there, those two big lumps are called the Twins, and the other ones I showed you the names of. We'll go for a walk up to the actual highest point, which is just over here. We have toilet facilities and a picnic area over the back with electric barbecues. We've got compass points marked around the outside of the lookout. Oh, I never knew what the name of that was. These are new since I came up here last. Mount Tibrogargan's probably the best looking of the mountains, but the best views from the other side. The Aboriginals have a story for all of these mountains. Okay, we'll do one little pan around and then we'll head off to our next point of interest. This is the first lookout for the day. The next stop will be Untitled Dam. You see a big bare patch down there where they've harvested the pine trees. There are masses of thousands of acres of pine trees around here, and they're all not a particularly fancy sort of pine tree, I don't believe. I don't know what the name of it is, but they may only be used for wood chip, I really don't know. But there's a lot of it, and it's all leased from the government by a company called HQ Plantations. Picnic area down there. I've eaten a meal there once or twice. Okay, make our way back to the car and we'll head off to the next spot. Untitled Dam. Since I was here last, they've done a lot of improvements. They've done some huge reinforcing work on the wall and put a road across the top of it, although you're not allowed to drive on it. I have fished in this dam. This is a stocked impoundment. There are bass, Saratoga, tilapia are an introduced species and they are a pest. So sadly we've got those in here too. I haven't fished in here for a long time, but I've got my biggest ever bass in here, 50 centimetres. Not sure what that is in inches. I'll put it up on the screen, and I'll put a photo up on the screen of it too. So there's a walking track, goes around the dam. I haven't actually done it, but yeah, not sure what the total length of it is. This sign wasn't here last time. They've made quite a few changes, a lot of upgrades here. Something here regarding fishing. A stocked impoundment permit is required. That never used to be the case. That's something that came up in the last couple of years. They've now got washdown bays for your kayaks, and there's a nice ramp to walk down to the dam. So yeah, major upgrades to the wall of the dam. Serious reinforcing work has happened, and they've put a road across the top of it. And up the far end there, where you can see a tower on the other side of the dam wall. I'm not sure if that's showing up on video. That's a water treatment plant they put in a few years ago. Pardon me. So this sort of fenced off area here is the swimming area, and down the bottom on the left is where you launch your kayak. They've put in a concrete path. So you go from the car park, drag your kayak on a trolley up the path and around, and there's a walking path and a boardwalk. We won't go on that walk. I would like to do the trip. I believe you can walk all the way around the dam. I'd like to do that trip, but not today. Wind has come up and the sun has disappeared behind the cloud. It's quite chilly now. I'm glad I brought my jacket with me. Up there's picnic areas, barbecues, playground here for the kids. They've really spent a lot of money on this place in the last couple of years. So on the way here, I passed what I think any international viewer would know, Australia Zoo, home of Steve Irwin, who, well, you all know what happened to him. But yeah, I would have stopped and taken a photo, but it was not really safe to do so. Nowhere safe to pull over. Usual bureaucratic blurb, blah blah blah, don't do this, don't do that, all about safety, etc, etc. I think this is pretty good, having a dedicated washdown facility for kayaks, although you're coming out of fresh water. It'd be nice to see things like this on the beach side. But yeah, I suppose if you get a bit of weed or something on your, I suppose sand off the bank of the dam. You can wash it off. So it looks like the start of the main track over there. There's a little post with a sign on it that says 2 main track. Right, we'll leave it there. The next stop will be, where am I going next? Next stop we'll backtrack a bit and go up to the top of the Blackall Range Road. Sorry, up onto the Blackall Ranges and go to a place called Gerrard's Lookout. Much higher elevation, better view, and from there we'll go to Baroon Pocket Dam. Talk to you soon. So here we are at Gerrard's Lookout. A place to sit here and enjoy the view. I see somebody's got the old padlock thing going here. It seems to be a popular thing around the world. Put your name on a padlock and leave it behind. Okay, the view. That's the ocean in the distance there. So we're on the Blackall Range. I chose not to backtrack and go up the Blackall Range tourist drive. I ended up on the tourist drive, but I went back toward home instead and took a turn that takes me up the hill and pretty much brings me up in the middle of the range, closer to this lookout where I wanted to be. So yeah, that's the view. The noise in the background, if you can hear it over the wind, there's a coffee guy down there in the car park with the generator going. And way over in the distance is Morton Island. Well, I'm at the top of the hill, about to go down to Baroon Pocket Dam. Not sure how much you can see on video, it looks very small on the screen. So it's part of the dam wall you can see down there, or hopefully you can see it. This is the south end of the dam, and from here there's actually a walk that goes down through Obi Obi Creek through the gully. I think it's about 12 kilometres. I'd like to do that walk one day and video that for you, but I'm just not sure if I'm going to be physically capable, but we'll have a go. And I'll do that with somebody because I really want to have a car up at the other end so that you can come back to the start point and pick up the car you arrived in. I think that made sense. Anyway, let's continue down here. I'll talk to you again when I get down to the car park. So here we are at Lake Baroon, or Baroon Pocket Dam. None of these dams I'm showing you today are particularly huge. When you get in a kayak and paddle around, they seem that way. There's somebody out there on a boat. You're allowed in here with an electric motor, but your batteries have to be sealed batteries and have to be secure from falling out if you capsize. There is a an area over the other side. I think I've been to it once, I can't remember, but I can't remember how to get there. But over that far side there's a picnic area, nice grassy area. There's a few pelicans down there sunning themselves. Now, I believe, I could be wrong, but I believe that bushwalk starts from here somewhere. It might actually start from back round the corner a bit. I saw a sign for Condalilla National Park. Like a bit more car parking here, but they've got it gated off for some reason. SEQ water. SEQ is Southeast Queensland for those of you overseas. The sun's out again, as you can see, and but that breeze is up and it's quite cool, so I've got my jacket on. I'm a bit of a sook when it comes to the cold. Go over here and have a look at the spillway. There's a plaque here, although it looks like it hasn't been cleaned for years. When it was opened, blah blah blah. Okay, 28th of July 1989. I don't think that's when it was built, I think that's when it was officially opened. So there's a lot more water in it than when I was here last. That's close to the top of the spillway. I don't know if you can see it. There is a line of buoys across. You're not allowed to come close to the wall or the spillway when you're in a boat or a kayak. This spills into Obi Obi Creek. I'm guessing unless the dam's overflowing, you don't get any flow in Obi Obi Creek. Shame about the fence being in the way. I think that's about all we can see from here. I might go for a walk around the corner, or a drive around the corner to that other sign I saw. I suspect that's where the trail starts that I was talking about. Well, it looks very much like somebody has walked down through here. Anyway, I'll go back to the car and we'll duck around the corner and have a look what's there. Yeah, so let's see the Great Walk sign here. So this is the entrance, and this is actually, it's just a section of one of the Great Walks. You actually have to go, if you're going to walk the whole lot, you have to walk through town and walk a few miles along the road to complete it. There's the usual blurb they put in national parks, map of the area and so on. We are down here. There's the dam. That walk takes you down through the gully along the creek for a little bit, comes back up in town. So yes, this is one of the great walks on the Sunshine Coast hinterland. There are about 4 of them. You want to go past, or you'll be on the video if you do? I'm not sure how far the walk is down here. It's been too many years since I've been here, I can't remember. So I'm just going to turn you off for a little bit and we'll get back to you soon. Okay, so I'll pop a few photographs up of what I just saw, just signage. So apparently it's 250 metres down this track to get to the creek and 1 point something kilometres to Baroon Lookout. I don't feel like doing that today. I'm pretty much going okay for time. Which way does that go? Both ways. Yeah, I just don't want to do any more walking than I have to today. So I'll just take you down here. This is fairly typical Aussie bush, but anywhere that's sort of in gullies and near a creek of any sort can quite often turn rainforesty very quickly. I noticed on the way in there was a couple of very huge trees that they'd cut down that must have blocked the road, and it looks like the last really big storms that went through made a bit of a mess in here too. I think I'm going to regret this. My hips were sore when I got up this morning, but coming back up here is going to be uncomfortable. So I hope you appreciate this. I'm going through pain for this, but that's okay. Those of you overseas will probably never get to see this, so if it gives you some enjoyment, I will do it. I don't know how much further it is to go. I'll stop it here again. Talk to you soon. Well, it wasn't that much further after all. I did notice on the walk down, crossing a couple of small bridges, there was some water flowing. You just carefully walk further down here. Try not to shake you around too much. So if it was summer, that's deep enough to get in and cool off. Fairly clear. Oh, sorry, I just got to watch my footing here. It's a bit up and down. Now, I don't know how well it shows up on video, but straight up there, centre screen, is the dam wall. And this is Obi Obi Creek. And I believe there are a species of fish in here. I think they call it Mary River cod. They're protected, and you're not allowed to fish in here either. But it would be really nice to be able to follow this gorge. Let's go back this way, see if we can get any further down. Yeah, I don't fancy scrambling over too many more rocks, but what a beautiful spot. Anyway, I'll work my way back up with the car and we'll go to our next spot. Yeah, you've heard me mention bass a couple of times. There's only one kind of bass in Australia. I believe in the US they have two kinds. I believe they refer to them as a largemouth bass and a smallmouth bass. Yeah, here we just have what we call the Australian bass, and its closest relative, or well, as far as looks go, we have a species of fish called an estuary. No, I can't even speak today. I've got an ulcer on my tongue that's quite painful. There is a species of fish called estuary perch. Now if you put that next to a bass, Australian bass, I couldn't tell you which one was which. I'd have to look in a book. You can tell that they're different, but I couldn't tell you what the differences are without looking in a book. Anyway, next stop will be, where are we going next? Wappa Falls Dam. We'll see you there. Well, so we're doing 5 dams instead of 4. Here's a little one I've seen on the map but never actually seen before. Poona Dam. I'd say it's just a little catchment that feeds into Wappa Falls Dam, which will be our next stop. Anyway, I just spotted that, so I thought we'd have a look at it since I came a different way than I planned. Hope you can hear me alright with the wind. Bye for now. Well, here we are at Wappa Falls Dam. This is possibly the biggest one. Sorry about the wind, I hope you can hear me. Possibly the biggest one we've looked at today, although you can't really tell from standing here. It goes up around the corner there a little bit. Quite a nice drive to get here. I haven't been in this way before. The way I'm going out is the way I planned on coming in, and I didn't even know there were 2 ways to get here. So this one's quite a fairly long, narrow dam. Not sure how much we can see from the car park here. Oh, looks like the dam wall and spillway over this way. That's where I parked. There's a fellow over here practicing on a slack line, juggling objects and doing various things. So a very pretty spot, beautiful place for a picnic. Looks like that's the spillway over there. Looks like it's pretty full. Well, that's as much as we can see from here anyway. So we've only got 2 more stops now. we've got one more lookout and one more dam. Not in that order, but first I'm going to go into town and get some lunch. Okay, here's the spillway, and you probably won't see them on video, but over near that post with a cross on it, on the spillway, they just moved. There's a pair of ducklings down there. Apparently you can get round the other side and see down into the gully, so I'll drive around there and see if we can see something else. Okay, so I couldn't get to the other side of the spillway. Possibly walking a bit would have done it, but I couldn't get there by car, so I didn't bother. This is below the spillway. Quite a pretty spot. The usual signs. People have died here, don't do this, don't do that. Well, here we are at Cooloolabin Dam, and last time I was here you could actually drive up there and park up there, and there's nothing to stop you walking in there apart from they now have a sign there. But there's a path down here, so we'll have a look at the spillway. You can see some of the dam over there. There's tables and chairs here, there's no barbecues here. You'd have to bring a picnic lunch. And there is a bit of a playground. Well, if you call a pair of swings a playground, but it's better than nothing, I suppose. So we'll go for a walk. That wind really hasn't let up today. It's still hanging around, but the temperature's nice. Toilets, it's always handy. I would have liked to have given you a view from the top of the wall, but for some reason they've stopped people getting up there. Oh, that's typical. Somebody's been down here with a motorbike, I think, doing donuts. Can't help themselves. There's always one. Idiots. Well, there's the back side of the spillway. I don't know how long since that had water over it. Oh, water running from somewhere. This dam would need a fair bit more water in it before it came over the top of that, and a hell of a lot more before it came over the top of the next part. Well, we'll walk back up the top, but I don't think there's much more to see here. I might I brought the drone with me, but it's a bit too windy and I'm not that good with it, and all I've done is fly it in the backyard so far. Anyway, I'll go back up the top to the car and I'll talk to you again soon. Okay, back up the car. I'll have a walk down this other side and we'll see if oh, out of breath. We'll see if there's anything else for you to look at. Probably see a bit of the dam through the trees there. So I don't know what fish are in this one. I'm sure there's something in here. No doubt there are turtles and eels, but I don't believe this one is stocked. I could be wrong on that, but yeah, I don't think it's a stocked dam. Not even sure if you're allowed to fish in it. The other dam we looked at, Wappa Falls, you're not allowed fishing, boating or swimming or anything in that one. Okay, we looked at the other side of the spillway. Now you can see the water side of it. It would need to come up about 1.5 meters to get through the first spill section, and that's a lot of water. You'd need a hell of a lot more to get over the top part of the spillway. But you can see by the watermarks that it has been up there, and it's been up there long enough to leave a watermark. So to get to the lookout I'm taking you to, I've actually got to go back the way I came, past the main part of the dam wall, which is actually up that way around the corner, and you'll see the other end of the dam. Well, you won't, because I'm not going to stop and video it, but yeah, the other end's the shallow end. So that's about it for here. Our last stop for the day will be Point Glorious Lookout. I'll see you there. Well, here we are at Point Glorious Lookout. That's the road I just drove in on. There's a toilet over there, what we call in Australia a long drop. Sure you can work that out. Limited parking, 2 cars there, 2 there. You'd possibly squeeze 3 in here if I parked a bit better. 1 over there, and you could probably get a couple on the side of the track just back there a bit. And I find myself in the rather pleasant position of having the place to myself. There's nobody up here. I did pass a couple of cars on the way in, but they were not on the final track to come in here, so they could have come from a couple of different tracks. So, as the sign says, there's actually a cliff face here. I don't know if anybody climbs it, but I know people come here to go abseiling. The council have put stainless steel anchors in the top of the cliff to attach your ropes to. This is where you walk in to go abseiling. If you can read that or not. And there are 2 viewing platforms at this lookout. Oh, I don't know if I mentioned the name of this lookout is Point Glorious. Another nice spot for a picnic, but there's no barbecues up here, so you'd have to bring a picnic lunch. So visibility to the north is like a bit of haze or smoke around. You can't see as far as you could. The ideal time to come up here is after we've had 2 or 3 days of wind or rain to clear the air, or maybe a bit of both. You get that nice crisp clean air. So this is the last stop for the day. This is the last lookout. So we ended up doing 5 dams instead of 4 because I took a wrong turn and found a little one I knew about but I hadn't been to. That was that small one called Poona Dam. If you look down in the valley here, you can see lots of small little private dams on properties down here. I can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 without looking too hard. Okay, so we'll walk around to the other one. Oh, we might just walk around the corner here a bit. Oh, I don't know if I can get in there or not. I'll probably have to go in where it says don't go in. But anyway, you can see down here they've put stainless steel anchors embedded in the rock face or the cliff top. And I don't know how far it drops down. Maybe, I don't know, maybe 50 feet. It's hard to tell from here. and I'm not leaning over without ropes. So we'll walk around to the other side. And I've got people coming. Don't have the place to myself anymore. You would have seen a lot of, possibly a lot of other Australian bushcrafters talk about this tree, the grass tree. I can't remember the exact name of it. It might be Lomandra longifolia. I might be thinking of something different. Don't quote me on that. But this stuff, you know, makes good tinder. They shoot off a big stalk with what I think is a seed pod on top. It's one of those plants that needs a good fire to germinate. You can see that's been burnt a while back. Quite a few of them in here. I'll check on the name of that plant. I'm not sure what it is. To buy them for your home when you were landscaping, you used to go to the nursery and ask for black boys because they always look black after they've been burnt. But now, because everybody's politically wants to be politically correct and not offend anybody, you're not allowed to call them black boys anymore. They call it a grass tree or whatever the Latin name is. Okay, so I'm not sure what I'm looking at over here. I can see a dam way over in the distance. That might actually be Somerset Dam. I'll have a quick look on my let me just set you up on my little tripod here. Let me just have a look at my phone. Put the old specs on. I'll have a look at the map on my phone. And we'll see what are we looking at. Okay, what would that be? Have to work out which way's north on this thing. Should be top of the screen, I'm pretty sure it's north up. Where is it? I can't even find it. Oh, here we go. Lake Wivenhoe, Somerset Dam. To be honest, I'm not certain what that body of water is. I'm guessing it's... Oh, hang on, I know what it is. I don't even know which one I'm facing, to be honest. Okay, I suspect, just looking at where the sun is, time's about 2 o'clock, so north is that away. I suspect that big lake might be Lake Catharaba. If it is, that leads up into the Upper Noosa River, where I did that recent kayak trip. Could be wrong on that. Anyway, we shall leave it there for now. I'm going to go and boil the billy and have a cup of tea and a muesli bar. Lunch was awesome, by the way. I'll tell you more about that later. There's somebody coming. Bye for now. Well folks, I hope you've enjoyed my little tour of local, what do you call it, local water sites and lookouts, I suppose. Nothing was more than 50 kilometres radius from home. Maybe not even that as the crow flies, I don't know. I'd have to measure it. So yeah, as I said, I had the place to myself when I got here, but then by the time I finished at the second viewing point, there were 2 motorbikes and 2 more cars, and also a couple of joggers. Yeah, so I didn't have the place to myself for very long at all. One of the motorbikes has left and the 2 joggers have left. I've still got 2 other cars. So I'm just going to sit here, have a cup of tea and a muesli bar, and then head home and start editing the video. I hope you've enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.